There is another type of functions. These functions are invoked immediately and they are called ifs. So we're gonna remove everything. We're gonna add a comment, functions that are invoked immediately and they are called ifs, like this. And immediately invoke function expression. This is what ify stands. So it's going to be like this, and maybe if you have already experience working with jQuery, this code may look familiar. It's going to be like this function, then you open parentheses, then you open the curly braces, and it's going to be like this. You need to add a parenthesis right here on the bottom. So you can add something like console.log. Yes, this is an ify, like that. And you can see that we don't have to call this function. This is going to be executed right away once this file is read. So maybe you're asking how you can pass arguments to these functions. Well, that's why we have this parenthesis here on the bottom. I'm going to remove this message, and we're going to add something like learning. Then we're going to concatenate. We're going to add a plus sign. You can use also the template literals, and it's going to be technology. Then here on the top, we're going to copy this technology, and it's going to add right here the variable. Here on the bottom, we're going to add the value, JavaScript, like this. So save this, and now you can see we have learning JavaScript. So this is how you use ifs. There is another way that I'm going to show you. This is going to be the last one, and they are called the property methods. They look like an object, so we're going to add property methods. And remember, a function that is inside an object is called a method. So we're going to create something like const music player, and it's going to be equal. We're going to open the curly braces, so this is going to be an object. Then we have the property. It's going to be, for example, play. It's going to be a function. So open the curly braces, and we're going to add console.log. And let's add, for example, an ID right here. And we're going to add template literals, playing song with the ID. And then I'm going to add the $sign and open the curly braces, and I'm going to add that variable ID. And then I'm going to add the semicolon at the end. So you will call this property method by adding the music player, which is the name of the variable, then a dot, and then the play method. You can see that this is taking an ID as a song, so we're going to add something like 30, save this, and now you can see we have playing song with the ID and the number 30. So let's add another method. Right here I'm going to add another comma, and we're going to call this one pause. We're going to add a function. This doesn't take any parameters, and we're going to add console.log, and inside single quotes we're going to add pause. So here on the bottom I'm going to add music player, and we're going to call this method pause. And now you can see we have playing, and then we have the pause. So you can add all the methods that you need right here. Also, something really important is that I'm going to add something here. Methods can be outside of the object. So you can create the methods outside like this. This name should be the same. So this name should match. And we're going to add remove. It's going to be equals to function. We're going to pass the ID. Open the function body, and we're going to add console.log. Inside template literals, we're going to add removing or remove from the playlist ID, and we're going to open the curly braces. We're going to pass the ID right here. So we're going to call this method by adding music player that remove, and maybe the song with ID 20. So you can see we have removed from my playlist the ID 20. So this is also how you can create functions using the property methods. So basically in JavaScript, you can create your own functions. But remember, JavaScript already has a lot of functions. So for example, console.log is a function that exist on JavaScript. You can see we have something like that. And there is also alert is another function. The prompt is another function. We have the alert, and then we have the prompt. And also the confirm is another function. You can see that we have the same structure. We have the name of the function and also the parentheses. But most of the time you're gonna be creating the functions and also using the JavaScript functions like we did in this video. So in the next video, let's take a look at dates in JavaScript. I'm gonna show you all the methods or the most important methods that you can pass to dates in JavaScript.